Ladies and gentlemen, happy Tuesday to everybody. I have something a little unique to talk about today, just like a little in-between video while I'm waiting for these decants to arrive. First, I want to say I'm feeling much better. That evil flu-like sickness I had is pretty much gone, and I'm back to my normal, weird self, I guess you could say. So, happy to be back. But I wanted to do a video about these interesting cologne sprays I have. They don't really say what the concentration is, but I would gather they're more like an EDC, like an eau de cologne concentration. And these are by Demeter. I assume that's how it's pronounced, like the goddess Demeter. And I've had these for a while, and I don't really use them that much, and I tend to forget about them. But every once in a while, I pick them up, and they smell great. So I should do a review. So actually, let's start with, I'm going to do all three of these in one video because there's not a ton to say about them, so I'll kind of group them together. So this is a 1 ounce bottle. Okay, this is what it looks like. Demeter. This is called "This Is Not a Pipe," and it says "Pick Me Up Cologne Spray." It's a 1 ounce bottle. As you can see, I really haven't used too much of these. Wow, but this smells so good. So these are what I said. I would consider these more like an eau de cologne concentration. I wouldn't really wear these as a like cologne per se. I wouldn't use this as my scent of the day, because, as I said 3 times already, they're kind of like a cologne concentration. They just don't really last that long. I have worn them on my skin. I've worn them on my clothes. And even on the clothes, they don't really last that long, and they don't project very well. They will project to a degree, and they will last to a degree, but only for a few hours. So I don't think these would be things that you would want to probably grab and use like as your go-to for the day. However, what I think they're very good for is layering. So if you have a scent and you need a little oomph to it, like a little something spicy to add to it, you could maybe do a spray or two of these, and that might add a little something to it. You know what I mean? But what they're really good for, which is what I use them for, is room sprays. I spray these on my sheets and on my pillows and stuff like that, and it really freshens things up. And on like I said, it doesn't last a super long time on the clothes, but it lasts a couple hours. And if you spray these on your pillows or your sheets or whatever, they'll stick for a decent amount of time, probably longer than like Febreze or something would, and they smell amazing. So we're 3 minutes in. It's me being long-winded as I usually am, but let's talk about, first I have "This Is Not a Pipe." Clearly this smells like pipe tobacco, and this is pretty much straight up pipe tobacco. This is not like Tobacco Vanille by Tom Ford where there's some other notes mixed in. You just get pipe tobacco from this one. It is fantastic. The smell on this is wonderful. This is authentic pipe tobacco to a T. I mean, I have zero qualms with the scent of this. If you've ever smelled a lovely batch of like Cavendish pipe tobacco or Virginia Blend pipe tobacco, this smells like that. It is. Now, I smoke a pipe once in a while, not a ton, like I've mentioned before, so I'm a little more attuned to the smell of pipe tobacco than others may be. Not sounding conceited in any way, shape, or form, but my nose is a little more attuned to those scents, but I think this smells fantastic. So I guess you could say, knowing that my nose is more attuned to that, and yours might not be, this is just going to smell fantastic. It is a little strong in the smell. It's not a smell that everyone's going to like. It's pipe tobacco. It can, it is a little sweet. It's a little earthy. But it's not a smell that everyone's going to like. It's kind of old manish, if you will, if used just as a scent. But that's the nature of pipe tobacco on its own. It's an acquired smell, I guess you could say. Oh my God, it smells so good. I mean, to be quite honest with you, I've reviewed Tobacco Vanille, the oil by Tom Ford, and I said it's one of my favorite smells ever. Quite honestly, this might smell a little bit better just because it's straight up pipe tobacco. There's nothing that is clashing with the smell. I mean, tobacco vanilla is a different story. We can go into a discussion on that. But this one, man, this is just, the smell is, it's spot on. It's spot on. The second one I have is Mahogany, which of course smells like mahogany wood. And these are just single scents. There are no notes in them. There's nothing mixing. They're just what they claim to be. And as a weird thing to say, but as a wood fanatic, someone who really likes the smell of different woods, this does smell pretty much identical to mahogany wood. Now, I am a guitar player, so in addition to, being a little more in tune with wood types than maybe other people would be for sound characteristics, I do know how different woods smell probably a little bit better than the average person, just because it's kind of a thing you get used to. Mahogany does have a particular smell to it. I can't really describe it. You would just have to smell it, but this does smell very close to mahogany. It's a little sweet. It's woody, of course. It's mahogany wood, but it is a little sweet. It's not a very heavy, musky, dark wood kind of smell. It's a very uplifting smell. If you've ever smelled like cherry or cedar, they tend to have a sweet quality to them, a little uplifting. They're not very heavy woody smells. So this is one that is certainly on the light side for wood, but it's just mahogany. This is my favorite for just a general room spray on sheets and stuff or clothes, because it's just so happy. It's so inviting. It's perfect for the winter and fall, certainly. And this is the one that I use. I mean, geez, I barely used any, but I do use this quite often as a room spray, and I spray this on my sheets and stuff. You get a wonderful mahogany smell. The last one I have that I don't use that often is Bourbon. And I don't know if you can see that. Yep, Bourbon. This one, man, it does smell good, but it is a bit of a more acquired taste than the other two for me. This does have a good bourbon smell to it. It's not very strong, which is good. It's not super alcohol heavy, but it does have a serious boozy vibe to it. It is a little sweet, but not so much so. Now, on this one, I do get maybe a note or two extra. Sorry, I'm going to sneeze. Didn't sneeze, sorry. I do my shit live. I didn't want to cut anything. This one, I get maybe an extra note or two. I feel like I really do get maybe a woodiness to it, or something like a mossy smell, but you do get bourbon all the way through. It is sweet and boozy, but not super sweet. This one, I don't know how to describe it, because they're all pretty linear. I mean, they're all really basically one note, but this one is maybe it's just not my favorite. But occasionally I do spray this on things, but I tend to go for mahogany because this is just straight up mahogany. It's fantastic. So these are 1 ounce by Demeter. You can get these, I think these retail for about $20. So for a room spray, they're pricey. For a cologne, they're not too bad for the price, but I would recommend them more for a room spray or a bedding spray, or maybe you want to if you have a liner for your dresser, you could spray that and it would stick on that, and it would be great for that stuff like that, to freshen stuff up around the house. This is kind of a little bit of a different review from the other ones that I normally do, because this isn't one, like I said already, you wouldn't really put on yourself, but they're fragrances, so and they smell, don't, even though I wouldn't really recommend these to put on your body, the smell is 10 out of 10. They are unbelievably good smelling. And if you go to the Demeter website, they have dozens and dozens of smells, and they're all pretty linear. They're all pretty one note. They have baby shampoo, baby powder. They have weird stuff like that, but they're all linear. And I would imagine that their other ones probably smell just as good as these, because these are just fantastic. And they actually have a section on their website where they talk about blending. So I think it's their intention that you kind of blend these. And this is not a pipe and mahogany. These two blended together would smell really good. And you know what? If you weren't really looking for something heavy that day, these two blended on yourself, I would probably go with the shirt on it, quite honestly, rather than the skin, because it won't really last on your skin. But if you were going to blend these on your shirt, these two would probably smell pretty good. Just for something light, for the winter or something like that. But yeah, they're good to blend, good to put on your clothes and your sheets. You put this, I'm telling you though, you put this mahogany on your, spray a little spritz on your pillow or your sheets before, like an hour or so before you go to bed. Sweet dreams to you, motherfucker. Yeah, that's all I wanted to talk about. Demeter fragrances. They're cool. The packaging is nice. It's slick. It's a cool little 1 ounce bottle. I like the packaging. So I definitely recommend these if you're looking for something a little nicer than like Febreze or something, maybe. You're looking just for something cheap, maybe, that you could get to blend with your maybe more expensive fragrances, or just, something new, something fun. I've had these for a while and figured I'd talk about them. That's all I have today. I'll get those decants coming soon, and hope everyone's doing well. It's a nice March day today, nice and warm, thankfully. So yeah, everybody smell good. Peace out.